Yeah, so I've got them out of the box and got the main drive car out. It's quite heavy. Similar to my other TGV from Jouef Hornby. Similar drive system, so I've got to make sure these cogs, final drive cogs, are well oiled, otherwise they tend to slip. And if that happens, you wear the cogs away, you lose your drive. Then you've got to reorder the drive cogs. But yeah, it has traction tyres, 2 traction tyres, 1 on each bogie, pickups on all bogies, and it's all-wheel drive. And to get the body shell off, it's going to be a real pain. I know it is. I'm not sure exactly what's inside it, interfaces, stuff like that. Yeah, there's a dummy car. I'm not sure whether that's got lighting on it or not, but I'm going to put it on the analog test track and have a look, see what it's like. Got the main intermediate coaches. I must admit, lettering on it, the castings, the detail, I can't complain. It's not too bad. It's not as good as a Trix or a ROCO. It's nowhere near, because the small details on, say, below that door there, that would not be legible through a magnifying glass, where it would be on a Trix, ROCO or FLEISCHMANN. There's a bit of a slightly loose fairing there. It's no problem though. We've got them pockets there, so I can change the couplings to FLEISCHMANN type, or just leave them as they are. Just got it working in analog mode. There's no problems. It has got lights in either direction. So they do change over in direction. It's nice. Seems smooth enough to me anyway. Yeah, the dummy car has lighting, which changes over it with the direction as well, but obviously when it's in DCC mode that's not going to work right unless I can put a digital function decoder in this end, and there's probably not an interface on this end, so I'll look into that. Yeah, so to get into this model it is really tricky. It's very delicate. The bogie systems are really delicate. They come out easy and you can break the wires if you snag them. So you've got to put plastic scraper, etc. around this area. Break open the body slightly, either side of the rear bogie. Right, you've got to do that, and then you put a screwdriver in the back here, take off the coupling, so you can get better access. Put a screwdriver in there and gently prise it out the back, so the back looks like that, just slightly prised out. And then once it's like that, you can pops up slightly, and then you move the shims down, these plastic scrapers, down the bottom, sorry, around the sides, even forward, and eventually it'll break out like so. Still not out yet, still not out, needs a little bit more on the front sides. Best to leave them in actually, these plastic little glue sticks I call them, and that's it. That's how you get it out. You've got to be very careful. If you snag the bogies, the drive shaft will come out. Yeah, actually this one pops out a lot easier, because as soon as I push that part back there, the body, the chassis and everything disconnected from the body a lot easier than my original one that I did a fit out on a year or so back, which is the TGV V150. Yeah, I just need to reconnect the bogie and the drive shaft, resolder the 2 wires there where I pulled it accidentally too hard. It is a different design, slightly to the Jouef TGV150 I've done. It's got a slightly different board and it has got a 21 pin interface and a chip on there already. That looks like a chip actually. It's not though. That is just a blanking plate for analog use. So anyway, that's good. And we've also got an LED lighting setup there, which that's fine. It's a bit crude, very crude the way it just goes in just like that. There's nothing holding it in place, but there you go. That's it. It looks like there's something snapped off there as well. Yeah, I've broke 2 wires. Not having a good time with this. I need to resolder a wire there. Yeah, the wiring, it's just light years behind a MARKLIN or anything like that. But that's it. I knew what I was getting involved with here. It's the train I want. I can improve the electronics. I know it's a smooth runner when it does get up and running. But, like I say, you get what you pay for, so I know it's a rare model, but it's not what I'm used to. Anyway, I'll just pop out of that very carefully. You've got to be careful not to bend any pins taking out the blanking plate. So equal pressure either side, and that should pop out, which it has done. You've got to remember the flat side goes in to the circuit board, not the other side, which is more pronounced. So, just got to get myself a 21 pin chip, and by the looks of it, I don't think I'm going to be getting a sound decoder in there, which is no big deal. There's not enough space for a sound decoder. Unless I put it up this end. Put the sound chip, mount the chip there and put a small speaker up near the cab, because I know there is space around this area here to put a small speaker, which would have to be a very small speaker, something like a Zemo speaker like that. This is probably going to sound not very good, but there is space there for it. Yeah, that's one wire soldered back on. Just need to check all the other wiring. This has got a snag on it as well, which is nearly cut through. That's just about working. That's fine though. I'll sort that out, and then just need to reinstate the rear bogie drive shaft. Yeah, so I've mounted 21 pin lock sound version 3. It's an old one, this decoder there. I've tried mounting the speaker here and it's not suitable. There's too much flex in the bogie and everything's crunched up here at the front. You could probably put a cube speaker or something like that there maybe, but I've resorted to putting a 23mm speaker without the chamber here. It's just below the, it should just fit in around that area. Just tack it in, make sure it doesn't touch the chassis, otherwise it'll blow the chip. You've got to be really careful. You could probably put a cube speaker here as well, but again, I'm going to stick with this 23mm. I've tried it out and it sounds okay. Yeah, so when you're putting it back, you probably replace this with a better quality LED lighting system, but I haven't got the time to mess around doing that, so I'm just going to put a piece of tacky bath tape there, so when I put it into the body, it goes around there like that sort of area, but there's nothing securing it in place, so you just got to push. There's a little dimple and you got to push that into the underside. Really awkward. Anyway, that's that. Then gently move the cab like that. That's it. And then we've just got to manoeuvre this down into position carefully, like that. And then it's a case of like that. Then of course we've got that little tab on the back. I'll push over the body like that, and that should just. And when you're doing this, you've got to be so careful not to disrupt the bogies, otherwise take it all apart again. And the drive shafts come out, that's a problem. There we go, that's it. Nearly in, just a little bit. There you go. That's it. Drive shafts, everything looks okay. Right, so that's cool. It's all done. I have pre-programmed the chip, using the software, and on the ESU files there's no TGV sound file for this chip, so I've used a substitute sound file. Yeah, so there we go. Anyway, that's the best I can do with it. It's not the loudest, but that'll be alright. It's only a basic decoder anyway, so it's not a big deal. So that's it. All I need to do now is put the rear coupling back in place, and the next story is the other unit, which it has to be opened up. Let's tighten that up. That's it. Just want a bit of flex in that. Just tighten the, not over tighten it. Not too much flex either. That should be fine. That's it. That's that one done. Yeah, so on the dummy car, you've got to do the same thing. You've got to take it apart. Be very careful, and when you open it, you'll find it's got a 21 pin interface to operate the lighting in cooperation with the main drive car. So to do that, you've got to remove the blanking plate off and put in a 21 pin function decoder, which I've got on order, and then the lighting will work on this unit. And that's all that there is to this one. So while it's open, I'm just going to oil a few little bits here and there. I'm just going to drop a bit of oil where the bogies swivel on the chassis. Although it's plastic, it shouldn't really need it, but I'm just going to put a drop of oil in there. A bit of lubricant around there is all. Just, it's not going to do any damage. That's it. Oops, there we go. It's fell over. Yeah, there's no die-cast metal chassis on this, it's just plastic chassis with the drive units on this. Obviously a free rolling without any gearing, even though they look like they've got the gearboxes. There's nothing in there that I can see. So that's that. I've just got to wait for the decoder for that, and then that's it.